Welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I have an Achillean, harem book for you, and it's called Starboys by Jeremy Jenkins. And if you couldn't tell by the stars, there are 5 love interests for our main character. This is interesting and very exhausting. So we are following Charlie. Charlie is a Midwestern young lad who has moved from Ohio to California, and he's actually a very, very talented colorist when it comes to hair. And that's why he actually moved to California, is because of hair. So while he's there, I think he's been there for about 2 or 3 months, or it's like half a year. It's one of those two. While he's there, we start off the book with him with his client, who is a senior citizen, and she is bold. She's actually asking him for pink hair. She wants to turn her silver locks into pink mohawk. That's bold of her. And then she starts asking him, telling him, like, you've never been in love, but you're about to find your love. Go home and write all the things that you want your heartmate to have. Because the difference between a heartmate and a soulmate. A soulmate can be someone who just teaches you things. It can be a friend, a stranger, or a lover. But a heartmate is someone who is connected to you in your heart. They will be with you forever. They are the person that is going to be your mate. So he thinks she's a witch, because as he's like going through this whole thing with her, he's starting to believe her. But she gives him a tip, and he knows she gave him $2. 2 crisp dollar bills. He gets home that night and he goes through his pockets of all his tips, and instead of $2, it's $200, because they changed from $1 bills to $100 bills. Witchcraft. I'm telling you, witchcraft. Anyways, so then he actually starts believing her. So he writes his list, and it's pages upon pages long. And then he realizes that he's like, his last thing is, makes me famous. Once he writes that, he realizes that it's kind of greedy of him to write all this, but he did it anyway. And he's like, there's no one person that can have all these characteristics, pages upon pages of characteristics for me. So I'm just going to leave it alone. And he puts the book up. And the next day, an actress comes in, and she's actually saying, hey, I need you to turn my ebony hair white blonde, shockingly white blonde, or platinum. It's one of those two. Because she's auditioning for a role in a fantasy, it's almost like Game of Thrones. She's auditioning for that role, and she wants to shock the people who are auditioning her with the hair that's needed for that role instead of wearing a wig. So he does, and she actually said that she knows that he's the best colorist in California, in LA. So she's like, I need you to do this. I don't care how much it costs. And if I get the job, I want you to be my stylist on set. Obviously, long story short, she gets the job. And she flies him out to Italy where they're shooting some of the scenes for the show. And that's when we meet our love interest. So, on the back of the book, it has his celebrity crush as like the love interests are the celebrity crush, a director, a creative person, a rising star, and a rock star. So those are the clues that you get. And you actually start like meeting them all at once, except for like the last one, because he doesn't come into like the like ending of the book. But it's so interesting. So interesting. And it gets exhausting after a while because it's first of all, it's 4 people at first, and not including our main character. So it's 4 people and him trying to figure out where they are in relationships. And it's him trying to figure out who is his heartmate. And a lot happens. There is a lot on the set that is going on. There's infidelity, not within the main cast. It's actually having to do with the actress that he is a stylist of. So keep that in mind if you don't like infidelity. It's not the main character who is doing this infidelity. Then we have like, oh my gosh. So like, okay, that's basically it. It's just him trying to find out who his heartmate is, and then him realizing that 5 men are his heartmate. Yeah. It was exhausting, let me tell you. It was super exhausting trying to like take in all of their personalities in his. That's 6 personalities all together. And they're very like vastly different. Like very vastly different. And they all have qualities I don't like for the main character. So I was hoping that he would end up with one of them. And then it was later explained to me towards the end of the book why that character was like that. And then I was okay with it. You know, it's how it goes. But oh my gosh, these characters have so many flaws that I was just like, oh, I don't think Charlie. I don't want Charlie. I want better for you. Better. Oh. But, okay, so let me just get this out the way. It's Charlie, it's Reese, it's Oliver, it's Leo, Mason, and Crimson. There you go. That's all of their names. So many personalities, and they're all poly. Obviously, they have to be poly because they're all together with each other in like one group as well. Even though we don't see a lot of one of them with the others, but it's heavily implied. Just saying. I know that I think this is supposed to be a series because it says book 1. So I don't know if it's supposed to be a series or if we're going to follow a different set of characters in the next book. But I'm actually very open to reading the next book. I felt that this book was well written. Again, it was very exhausting with all of these dynamics coming together, and we're only going from one person's point of view. So it's Charlie's point of view, but it's so exhausting. I'm telling you, it's exhausting. But it was a fun read. Now, the steam in here, out of 5, I think I would give it a 3.75. Sometimes like maybe a 4 if like I'm on the cusp of it, but a 3.75 I think would be a good one for the steam factor. The atmosphere, I think I would give the atmosphere a 6. The intrigue was definitely like an 8. And my enjoyment was a 9. So character wise, even though again it was exhausting, I was so in tune with the characters, so that was like a straight 9. Because I like literally I was like, oh my gosh, Leo or Mason, why? I was going through a whole lot with these characters and Charlie. Wow. But I don't know. I think this book is actually really good. I would rate this book a 4. Yeah, a 4. Because I enjoyed it enough, and it wasn't like a 3 is like content. A 4 for me is like I enjoyed it more than it was content. I read it in like one sitting, basically, because I started it this morning around 1, and it is 9:57 p.m. So yes. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. I also want you guys to like and subscribe to see more of moi. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye.